I've been meaning to update y'all on my weight. Remember last weekend when I shared with everyone how me and my husband went out on a weekend date and I gained, I think, like 3 pounds, but it was water weight. It wasn't actual body fat. On the scale, the scale went up to 160. This morning I stood on the scale and it was 158. So it's back down already. And not to mention that I had well over a half a gallon of water yesterday. So I'm sure I'm still holding some water just from drinking a lot of water yesterday as well. But what I want to talk to you all about is that hopefully by now y'all went to type into your search browser the TDEE calculator and always look for the one with the little bitty calculator icon in it. Because there's so many there's more than one that's going to pop up, but I like to use the one that has a little calculator icon, and everybody should know their maintenance calories by now. So let's say for instance that your maintenance calories are 2200. Okay, if you eat 500 calories above that, that puts you in anywhere from 100 to 500 calories above that, that puts you into a calorie surplus. If you eat anywhere from 100 to 500 below that, that puts you into a calorie deficit. So when you're tracking your calories, this is why I always say treat your calories like money. And I'm going to use myself for example. I'm no longer eating in a deficit. I currently just started back eating my maintenance to just give my body a break. And in all honesty, a lot of the times I just cut down when I go into a deficit. It's just to see if I have any more muscle to, reveal. But far as a whole ton of weight loss, like I said, between 150 and 160 is what's most sustainable for me as far as weight. But now again, like I said, 2100 is my maintenance calories. And the reason being because with me being smaller now, my body doesn't require as much energy. So on average, I didn't work out. And if I didn't have as much lean muscle mass, my body would probably at my height, 5'4" and 157 or 58 pounds, about 1900 would probably, be my a little bit over 1800, close to 1900 would truly be my maintenance, given that I didn't work out the way that I do and if I didn't have as much muscle mass. But with 2100 being my maintenance, let's just say, okay, that when I have bad days and I eat 2400 or 2800 calories, okay, 2 or 3 days of going into a calorie surplus. Look at your calories like money. $2,100 is what I get paid every single day, okay? And I can afford to spend my entire 2100 because I'm not in debt with my body any longer. I'm no longer overweight. I've cleaned up my debt a long time ago, eating in a calorie deficit. But for all the days that I choose to go over my maintenance calories, look at that as like, okay, I get paid $2,100 every day and I've ate and ate and ate. Something comes up, or I just decide that I also want to go out to eat because my husband comes home from work and I go sit at Longhorns and eat, 800 calories more than, my 2100. That puts me at 2,900 calories. That's a calorie surplus. So just because I felt like it, I've spent all the money I get paid. So I'm going to go into my wallet, right, and pull out my credit card, okay? That kind of puts me in debt from a sense that debt that I can clean up, meaning that, over the next couple of days or so, I can try to, eat my maintenance, because every time you eat into a calorie surplus, our bodies are a lot smarter than what we give them credit for. And it's not going to just automatically penalize you and say, hey, you know what? Adrian's eat. Your body really expects you to store that, to burn that up with energy. But at the end of the day, 800 calories is a lot to try to burn up in exercise alone. But good news, our bodies are very forgiving, all right? Now, even though you may stand on the scale the next morning and it may jump up 3 or 4 pounds, still, that's water weight. In order to gain 1 pound of body fat, you have to eat your maintenance calories plus an additional 3,500 calories. And even so, then it doesn't always store it as fat. But what happens is if you do this consistently, where people will go, oh, I went out to eat. I know I should have only ate 2,100 calories. I ate 2,900. I done screwed up now. They quit tracking. They continue to go over because they let 1 or 2 or 3 bad days just screw up everything that they have going on because they think that it runs all of their progress. which is the furthest thing from the truth. But now, so let's say that you continue doing this and you stop tracking. So now you're eating 3,800 calories a day, sometimes 4,000, sometimes 2,800. And this just continues and you're not tracking it, but you know you're messing up and you're just eating it. It's just like using your credit card over and over and over and over again. Eventually that debt's going to pile up and it's going to start showing and you're going to start suffering because you just, that's when excess body fat starts to get stored. Your metabolism starts to get all out of whack. You're eating a bunch of dumb dead food. Mentally, you're pissed because, you've screwed up now. You've literally thrown in the towel when it's just so much easier to learn the science behind this stuff. Track your food, and the best thing you can do for yourself is to always get back on track as soon as possible. This is a marathon and not a race. This shit takes time, and it is also hard. It is simple stuff, but it is just hard. It's hard to implement it because it's new to you. All your life, you've been eating and just not having to worry about these things. And a lot of the times we just don't want to humble ourselves because we don't believe we should have to track calories. But I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. Especially if you have a significant amount of weight to lose. And the best concept that made it easy for me, and I'm going to try and make it easy for you all, is to treat your calories like money. If you find out that your maintenance calories are 2,200, aka you get paid $2,200 a day. If you're 80 pounds overweight, that means that you're in debt with your body. You're fat now. It's time to clean up this debt. That means you can no longer afford to spend $2,200 a day. In order to clean up this debt, you've got to save money now. That means you need to be cutting back either from 2 to 500 calories from 2,200. So subtract 200, anywhere between 2 and 500 calories, your choice. I would always go with cutting high first, especially if you have more than 50 pounds to lose. And that is going to be the start of you cleaning up that debt over time with consistency. That means that you don't need to be going to McDonald's and supersizing the Big Mac meal, because if you do, you're blowing all of your money right there in one hit. I'm not saying you can't eat fast food, but you want to be careful and pay attention to the calories. See how expensive it is calorie-wise. And also remember, when you're doing things like this, you should not be eating at McDonald's to get full. If you have to stop there one morning, if you're in a hurry on your way to work and you want to get a chicken McGriddle, okay, maybe a coffee that doesn't have a lot of, creamer and stuff in it, or either get a diet soda, something that doesn't have calories. Use 1 pack of jelly, not 3 and 4. When you do things like that, you're eating to get satisfied. Food like that is never going to serve you as far as keeping you full without being detrimental to your calorie intake. I hope that this video helps, and y'all let me know if it makes sense to you, because like I said, a lot of the times I find that a lot of people don't understand calories, okay? But everybody understands money. So for me, that, scenario just made it a lot easier for me to, reach my goals.